If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. There are situations in life with friends, family, people on the streets where you have to sit and ponder. You really have to ask yourself, take a hard look in the mirror and wonder, are you the asshole? Well, r/AmITheA is the place for you. It's a catharsis for the frustrated, moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were wrong. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Taking a look at all of these social interactions throughout the world to determine who's the asshole and who's not. And while you're at it, smash like, hit subscribe. Am I the asshole for leaving in an Uber after my fiance caused a scene at the restaurant? I'm a 28-year-old female, and I've been with my fiance, a 32 male, for 3 years. We got engaged in April. He is a doctor and I'm a teacher. He's doing okay financially, but I notice his strange behavior with money. I don't know what to call this, but he has an argumentative personality. Whenever he buys something online or from the shop, he'd try to haggle over the price. This guy, he's a haggler, complaining about how everything is expensive and overpriced. He does this all the time. I hated going out to shop with him as he tried to argue constantly. That made me feel awful, especially since he has enough money to pay, and it's ridiculous. He used to pick up fights with his previous landlords. So far, he moved into 2 different apartments, claiming the landlords were the problem, not him. Having lived with him and seen how he stalls with the rent, I knew he was the problem. Oh, this guy sounds like a proper piece of shit. He wanted us to go out to a new restaurant and have dinner. I agreed and went shopping alone and got myself a nice dress since I don't have any. He insisted on finding out how much I paid and threw a fit when I told him the price, saying I should have let him come with me and that I could have gotten it way cheaper. That really annoyed me. It's just a dress, no big deal. But he made me feel guilty for paying for it. I was in a bad mood already. He decided to order a meal from the menu, even though he complained about the price. I told him he could pick something else, but he insisted and said he'd figure a way to discuss the price. Figure out a way to discuss the price. What the fuck does that even mean? Who discusses the prices at a restaurant? When the waiter brought him the bill, instead of paying, my fiance started arguing how the meal was overpriced and wanted to negotiate, saying he won't be paying that much because he thought it was too expensive. He berated the waiter for not accepting the price he wanted to pay. I told him I'd help with payment, no problem, but he was offended, saying he'd never allow it. I was embarrassed since everyone was watching my fiance, telling the waiter he might be trying to keep the money for himself. The manager got involved and we had to wait for 30 minutes before he showed up since my fiance refused to pay and get it over with. My God. Imagine being her in that situation and just watching your significant other create just a completely unnecessary scene. Why do people act like this? The owner has employees to pay, food he's got to pay for. I mean, there's so many things that go into that business. And he obviously probably took his time to figure out how much he should price meals in order to make a profit. And then this guy basically says, hey, frick your menu. I'm going to do it my way. And I'm going to tell you how much I'm going to pay you. Even though you're the one in the back of the restaurant who knows what's going down, knows how to make this shit, knows how much it's cost. Yeah, fuck that guy. He has no clue what he's talking about. After arguing loudly, the manager took the money my fiance gave him and he ended up getting us kicked out while people were watching. I felt awful. This was so humiliating. I yelled at him and refused to get in the car and instead called an Uber, especially after he acted like he won the argument and he had this awful smirk on his face. What the fuck, dude? He said I was overreacting after he spent 45 minutes arguing about a meal, which was rude. Yeah, that's so rude. This poor person just has to sit there and listen for 45 minutes while her significant other tries to argue down the meal price at a goddamn fancy fucking restaurant. Like, are you kidding me? So she stays with her mom and couldn't help but cry after this embarrassment. He texted me later telling me how upset he was with me for treating him like this and siding against him. He said I hurt his feelings by leaving like that, completely ignoring the fact that he ruined the night. I refused to apologize after his text and I couldn't even sleep thinking about it. No, not a cultural thing. I don't know anyone who does what he does, especially not like this. We're in Europe, and yes, I believe this has to do with how he grew up. His family always struggled with money and is still still struggling. However, this is unacceptable and he has no respect for other people and thinks they somehow deserve it. It's inappropriate and disrespectful. He's the asshole for sure. Yeah. Honestly, good on her though. Sticking up for herself. That was nice to see. Yeah, fuck that guy. People used to do that to me all the time when I was working in retail. They'd be like, "Hey man, so can I get this marked down? Can you put it on clearance for me?" I'm like, "Why?" "Because I'll buy it if it's marked down or it's put on clearance." I'm like, "Is there something wrong with it?" "No, nothing's wrong with it." "Well, why would I mark it down for you then, dude?" No, it doesn't work like that. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister get gifts during Black Friday? I, a 24 female, work retail. My sister, 29 female, has always looked down on me for it. She has said everything from I threw my life away by not going to college to I wouldn't know what hard work is because I only work retail. One time she even interrupted a conversation I was having with her mother-in-law, who was inquiring about the treatment of teen employees where I work because her nephew was looking for a job, to say I shouldn't be offering help to anyone when I have a kiddie job. I mostly just don't talk to her now and try to pretend that she's not speaking. Savage. And just try to pretend like she's not speaking. I love it. So this year has been rough on everyone, and she lost her job. Her husband's company issued company-wide pay cuts, so money has been tight for them. I was working Black Friday this year, like always, and 2 weeks ago, my sister asked me if I could pick her up some bargains since I would have access to them. I said no. I told her she doesn't get to look down on me and insult me and how hard I work and then try to benefit off it. She said she was sorry and she wouldn't do it again, but it didn't feel genuine to me, so I stuck with my no. She's saying I'm an asshole now because I wouldn't help her and that I should have thought of her kids and the extended family. My nephews will have gifts. I got them stuff from me, but I don't feel like I owe my sister everything. Is that wrong of me? I think this is a pretty obvious one. The sister who made her other sister feel bad for not getting her Black Friday deals is a little fucked up and shady. She's clearly just manipulating her sister to try and get Black Friday deals because she's fucking poor now, which is hilarious. It's so funny how quickly you see. In the beginning, she's basically just telling her sister everything she's about to become. She was like, "You're throwing your life away. You should have gone to college. This is a shit job." And now she's out here begging her sister for Black Friday deals. That is hilarious because karma is a bitch, and this bitch was served. Your sister is the asshole for sure. Good on you for sticking up to her. Why the fuck am I commenting on this Reddit post? All right, this one is weird. Am I the asshole for never telling my parents I had a son that was given up for adoption? This is interesting. Yeah, let's see what it's about. My parents were very cold, strict, and controlling people almost my entire life. Very religious, and always cared about how the rest of their church viewed them, so they were even harder on me to always be perfect. Gotta do it in the name of God. Come on, man. I was out of the house at 18. I didn't have any money since my parents never let me work, so I lived with friends. Man, that's fucked up. Never let you work. My girlfriend and I were only 19 when she got pregnant. Neither of us with a place of our own, no money. We weren't at all prepared to be parents. Despite trying to break away from our parents' strict religious views, we still felt guilt about considering abortion. I'm completely pro-choice, by the way, but personally, we couldn't bring ourselves to do it and looked into adoption instead. We went through the process and our son was adopted by a nice enough couple. Hey man, that's pretty awesome, man. I'm just saying, you don't hear this a lot. This is pretty fantastic, man. Right from the get-go, these people immediately did the right thing. I feel like a lot of people today just there's a lot. What I'm trying to say is there are a lot of parents who should not be having children, and they also end up having more children. And it's like, can you please stop? Like, these children are going to be fucked up because you shouldn't have kids. You should not have kids, like, just straight up. And they're like, well, you know what? We definitely can't take care of them. We don't feel comfortable with abortion. It's fine if other people do it. So what we're going to do, not even like we'll just put him in an orphanage. They're like, let's find a family for him. That's fantastic. It just makes me feel good. That doesn't always happen. It hurt for a long time, but we eventually moved on with our lives. The thing is, I never told my parents anything. I feared what they would do if they found out. Yes, at the age, I still feared them, mostly afraid they would try to adopt him instead and raise him in the same dysfunctional household, which I couldn't allow, knowing how they'd be. Oh, man, that's a pretty good fucking reason for not telling your parents. Yeah, we were no contact at all when this was happening and didn't speak until after 15 years. Holy shit, man. That sucks, dude. I mean, he explained in detail at the beginning, like how his life was not how his home life was not the healthiest. Not talking to your parents for 15 years means there was a lot more going on than what he's spilling. Just saying, it's crazy. Now, when my bio son was adopted, we agreed he was free to contact us once he was older, and that's exactly what he did when he was 19. Ben has been in my life for almost 2 years, and it's been such a blessing getting to know the wonderful man he grew up to be. Ben has expressed interest in meeting my parents as he's already met my ex's parents. He knows the whole story about them and that they don't know about him at all. He's fine if I don't want them to know, but I decided it was time anyways and decided to speak with him. To speak with them. Boy, was it a major disaster. My mom was so upset she was almost in tears, and my dad wouldn't even look at me. They acted like I was a monster for never telling them they had a grandchild out in the world, and also angry at the fact that I gave him away when they would have given him a home. They were far too upset, so I left the house. Yeah, look, the reason he didn't tell them is exactly what they said they would have done if he had told them. They would have given him a home, and he didn't want that because they're fucking crazy. Despite having confirmation that they would have tried to adopt him, and it was the right choice not to let that happen, I have gotten a lot of talks from my mom's family agreeing adoption was the best choice, but my parents still had the right to know of their own grandchild's existence. Do they really? Do you really? It's not your fucking life, bro. So I, a 43 male, don't think I'm in the wrong here, but my mother is very angry at me, and my best friend said I was a horrible person for saying what I did, and I'd be lucky if my girlfriend didn't put me out with the garbage since I decided I wanted to act like trash. Damn, this guy just got torn a new asshole. My girlfriend, 34 female, is a preschool teacher, and for some reason I can't explain. She dresses like Miss Frizzle, like a dress with the pattern of whatever they are studying. She makes a lot of them herself now, including matching masks. The kids love it, and the parents seem to think it's great. I don't like the amount of attention she gets, honestly. I'd prefer if she came home and changed before running any errands. Oh my god, dude, this guy's fucking off. On Friday, she helped my mom with something after work, and she was still in her weird dress. Oh my god, in her weird dress. Man, this girl just loves her job and wants to make the most of it and make the kids she's teaching really care about what she's doing too. And this guy's like, she wore one of her weird dresses today. Honey, why are you in that weird dress? Like, can you not have fun? Can you not like your job, you fucking nerd? I've told her before I don't like when she dresses that way, but she tells me I don't have to like it, but I have no right to tell her how to dress. Yeah, fair point, obviously. Not even a fair point. That is the right point. I was upset she went out like that with my mother and told her that my mom said she was embarrassed and to ask that she please not dress like that again if they're going out. I was not expecting her to call my mom and apologize. When my mom asked what she meant, she told her what I said. My mom was furious, explained she doesn't have a problem with how my girlfriend dresses and thinks it's great she spends extra time doing things to engage her students. Yeah, it is a good thing, you jackass. My mom then yelled at me for lying to my girlfriend and trying to throw her under the bus because I was being an insecure jerk. Yeah, you were being an insecure jerk. Jesus Christ. My girlfriend and I got into a huge fight. I said she should be embarrassed to be seen in public like that. She said that the only thing she was embarrassed by was me. She hasn't spoken to me or done anything for me since. My friend said I was horrible and called me trash. I should have lied, but I think my girlfriend should take what I think about her clothes into consideration, and I'm not sorry for expecting her to dress more appropriately in public. Am I really such an asshole here? How is that not appropriate to dress like that in public? You made it sound like from the get-go that she was like dressing like a hooker. Like that's how you talk to her. Like she dresses like a prostitute or just like very scandalous, which I mean, again, people have the right to dress however the fuck they want to. But like if you're teaching preschoolers, yeah, you probably shouldn't dress like that. But that's not even the fact of the matter. She just dresses like Miss Frizzle. How can you get mad at someone for dressing like Miss Frizzle? Edit. I'm sure you all will be pleased to know we broke up tonight. She said I'm too controlling and narrow-minded, so she broke up with me. Yeah. Good on her. For real, man. This guy is an idiot. He had a literal gem, man. This girl sounds so cool. She literally cared so much about her job that she wanted to do something that would really engage her students and get them to learn. She's out here crafting, making her own dresses and shit, hustling, trying to make the best fucking class possible. And you're just like, ugh, ew, could you not dress like that? You're kind of disgusting. You kind of disgust me. You know what, man? You disgust me. We found the asshole. This guy's clearly, obviously, the asshole. Am I the asshole for leaving my family's Thanksgiving over seating? My sister and I have been a bit estranged ever since she married up and had his kids. Our mother asked me if I wanted to do Thanksgiving at my sister's house. My mom said my sister wanted me to come, and I've only met my sister's kids a few times. Plus, I could see my other nephews from my other sister. I agreed. There were 3 tables, 1 for the kids and 2 for the adults. My sister had me sit with the kids. They ranged from 5 to 11. I asked my sister if she was joking, and she said she ran out of space. Plus, I could spend time with my niece and nephews. I told her I am not Uncle Babysitter and wasn't going to sit at the kids' table, and left. My sister is mad at me. Edit. Also, there were two teenagers that sat at the adult table. What is the consensus? For hosting a Thanksgiving dinner in a pandemic, I hope nobody gets sick. Okay, true. I mean, they all suck for this, but he is not the asshole for what he is asking about. Yeah, he's kind of an asshole that he left, especially if you think about it from the kids' perspective. If he just got up and left, they probably thought that he just didn't want to sit with them. He probably should have buckled down and just kind of sat with the kids, even though he didn't like it. But then again, the fact that there were 2 teenagers sitting at the adult tables and not him is a little shady. I wouldn't have left, and I don't really think he's an asshole for leaving. I definitely feel like the sister did that intentionally, to create more tension between them. I don't really know if he's the asshole. And she's kind of an asshole too for not seating him at the adult table, especially when he said that there was 2 teenagers. That's a little sus. This is kind of a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little stumped. I think I'm gonna call the sister an asshole on this one. Let me know what you guys think. If you think she's the asshole, smash like. And if you don't, smash like anyways. Hit subscribe, turn on bell notifications, share my content with your friends. Let them know what's up. And as always, thank you for tuning in.